An exciting ending to an overall pretty boring game, I would say. No scoring in the first half. Kind of an interesting ending there, though. The kicker, McManus, got a free kickoff to see if he had enough leg. He didn't. They tried to get more yards, couldn't do it. Misses the field goal. For fantasy, not great tonight. Not great at all. I mean, Devontae Smith, if you started him, was really the only player. Him and Jacobs were really the only players in the entire game that did anything. So pretty boring game there. But at least we had a semi-interesting ending there at the end. So Paraiko's here. He says he has Love, Dart, and Burrow in a super flex. Should I try to trade Love before week 11 deadline? If I'm 8-2, my only issue here, Paraiko, is so you're leaving yourself with two quarterbacks, right? I know you're I would assume you've made the playoffs already, right? You're 8-2. We have 4 weeks to go. And at worst you're 8-6, which probably you still make the playoffs. I don't know. You can tell me if there's a chance you miss the playoffs. I guess maybe there is a chance still, but my only issue here is it leaves you with two quarterbacks. And if one of those guys get hurt, I mean, Dart is already, the dude's had like 3 concussions in six career games. I think he even had a concussion in preseason as well. Like, it's concerning there. So like if you were to trade someone and then one of these guys gets hurt, you're going to leave yourself with one quarterback here. You already lost Burrow, so I guess you're rolling with Love. You're rolling with Love and Dart. We don't even know, if Burrow's coming back. I know he's starting to practice again. I know that's happening, but what does that mean exactly? He has a few weeks to get ready. The Bengals are sitting there at 3-6. I mean, maybe they think they can make a push. It kind of depends on how they're going to play over the next couple of weeks. Excuse me, there had to sneeze. So I have Love, Dart, and Burrow in a super flex. Yeah, I don't think I would trade those guys. I really don't think I would trade them. I don't think I would. I think I would hold with those, unless Paraiko, you tell me you have a lot of some more quarterbacks here that I'm missing. Falling asleep on that one. Yeah, that was a tough one. Real quick, guys, make sure to hit the like button for us, get eyes on the video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you like fantasy football, if you like redraft, dynasty, whatever you like, make sure to hit the subscribe button for us. We go live multiple times throughout the week, usually 4 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays. I think that's more than 4 times. So, but yeah, appreciate you all that are in here. Jacobs' dependability built for tough. Yeah, man. Jacobs he's a beast, man. He is an absolute beast. He's an absolute beast. So, did he have a huge game? I mean, he had a good game. He had over 20 points. So I guess he had a really good game. Didn't realize he had 5 catches. But yeah, over 100 yards with a touchdown. Okay. I think we're getting some bots here. So I need to delete those if possible. But yeah, anyways, guys, Green Bay misses Kraft. Yeah, I think he does. Miss Kraft there. I really do think he misses Kraft for sure. It's just, I've always felt like this with the Packers, like the whole philosophy of like, oh, we don't have a bunch of we don't have one main guy, right? We have a bunch of receivers. I don't know. I still think you need that one offensive player that dominates like the defense's attention that the defense has to focus in on and stuff like that. So, um, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting game here. Bo Soxers, 233 in our redraft league. Finally, everybody played well. Nice. We in our redraft league, Bosa. Oh yeah, we played last week, huh? I thought we played this week, but did we play last week? I can't remember now. But yeah, pretty nice there. Yeah, pretty nice there. I think we're getting hit with some bots here or something, which I guess maybe it means we've made it a little bit. I don't know. So I'll try and keep these comments out of here. NF Cubing, I see you here. Yeah, I see you here. I appreciate you. If you have a question, leave it in the chat. But yeah, we're getting hit with some bots here. GG's in Poseidon. Yeah. Where did we end up in Poseidon here? We ended up yeah. Yeah, you beat me by 30, huh? You beat me by 30. So hang on 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah, you beat me by 30. I thought I had a chance there, but there's too many guys I'm like starting that aren't great. You know, I got Michael Carter, Marvin Harrison. I didn't do a whole lot. Christian Watson, DJ Moore, man, it's just yeah, no good there. No good there. But yeah, we are on. Crazy to think that we only have a month left, right? We have 1 month left of regular season fantasy football, and then we have 3 weeks of playoffs. But it's kind of crazy to think that we only have a month left of regular season. Man, it flies by. It absolutely flies by, and it's amazing. It's amazing that happens. You know. Sorry, guys, I'm just checking something here. Just checking something out here. Baker to Tez saved me. Yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see that happening here. You know, Ted Johnson. You know, he had a lot of he was one of the better wide receiver prospects coming out of the NFL draft, and then I don't know. I think he weighed in, and he was a pretty he weighed in and you know, he wasn't very good with his weight. His speed maybe didn't match his weight, and people kind of faded him. We're a little bit worried about how he could hold up, and how his just overall how he can hold up. And I still think there's kind of those concerns, but in terms of just his ability, his receiving ability, it's definitely there. It's definitely there, and so yeah, I just think it's interesting to see he's on that right offense. He's playing well. Now it's a little bit touchdown dependent and all of that, but we kind of saw that with Jalen McMillan last year. We saw that with Mecca Buka to start the year this year. It seems like the Buccaneers kind of have a receiver that is like that, a little bit of that touch type of guy here. So yeah. In D, my Vikings lost to the Steelers, then beat the Lions. Bumpy ride with a rookie quarterback, but he's holding his own. I think he should improve. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's just the conversation about him. It's just man, people are so quick to kind of just to just rule him out essentially. Yeah. to be like, I'm done with, JJ McCarthy, like, he looks bad. It's like, dude, the guy's barely started. Give him a chance, So I think there was a little bit of like people worried about, was it a soft benching and stuff like that, and was there a soft benching there, and I think that's what's like kind of swayed people a little bit. But I don't know. We got to give them time. Got to give them time. I think for the Vikings, I think it's kind of like the focus here is to like develop JJ McCarthy. Like I think I don't want to say like the that the postseason's kind of out of question for them. I don't want to say that yet. I mean, they're 4-5. You still got a decent amount of the season left, but you want to make sure you develop JJ McCarthy and into a starting quarterback. I think it's a little bit crazy that we're just like completely out on the guy. Yeah, I think he should improve as well. I also traded Olave and Bucky for CD and Kamara last night. I feel good about it right now after the Bucky news, plus pairing CD and Puka sounds awesome. Yeah, it's good that you got. I'm surprised that you were able to trade Olave and Bucky for CD and Kamara. To be honest, like I know we didn't get the Bucky news until this morning, but we also didn't know like anything. We hadn't heard anything about Bucky. He didn't practice after the bye week and stuff like that. So good on you. Good on you for getting that and trading that. I think that was pretty good on you for being able to do that for sure. I'm wondering when and if New Orleans will give Devin Neal more looks. Yeah, you kind of hope they switch to a little bit more. See what you got with some of these guys. Kamara's not your future, and stuff like that. Like, Tyler Shuck, I thought actually looked pretty good for just making his second NFL start. I thought Tyler Shuck looked pretty good there, which was good to see. 19 for 27, a 70% completion percentage, threw for 280 and 2. It was against Carolina, but he got the win. And so, yeah, I thought he looked pretty good there for his second NFL start, his third game where he played, a decent amount. So excited to see that with Shuck there. So, and I hope they give Devin Neal more looks. I really do. I hope they do give him more looks. I definitely think I definitely think that he needs to be picked up in even in redraft. Obviously, in Dynasty, he's already on teams, but in redraft, he probably needs to be picked up because he's kind of the handcuff here to Kamara. So, someone dropped Aubrey. Should I drop Myers for him? Seahawks been so good that I don't want to. Are you talking about Jason Myers? For some reason, I thought you were talking about. For some reason, I thought you were talking about Jacoby Myers. Like, no, don't do that. I guess so. I mean, I don't have great kicker. I don't have great kicker analysis. I don't really play with kickers in any of my leagues anymore. Whoever's been better, I guess. Like if Jason Myers has been better than him, then sure. I think that's what that's the way to do it. Is to go with him. If Aubrey's been better, then go with him. I mean, I guess you can kind of look at schedule for the rest of the season. Seahawks get Rams, Titans, Vikings, Falcons, Colts. Like they should be able to score well. I'm trying to think of like where they're playing as well. So they're playing in LA, weather-wise and stuff like that. They're playing in LA, home, Vikings in a dome. Yeah. Whoever's been better there, July. I can't give you great kicker analysis, unfortunately. Shuck did look good. Yeah. He did look good. He did look good. What crappy running back do I start next week? Charbonnet, Tracy, Monangai, or Woody Marks? Full PPR, thinking Marks. Yeah, I think I would go with Marks too. It was pretty intriguing to see with Marks. Like I originally thought that Nick Chubb maybe got hurt, but he didn't because Nick Chubb was in there late in the game. So I think I go Woody Marks. He played 80% of the snaps. He got some, so he had a good usage. That's going to be way more than Charbonnet. That's going to be more than Tyrone Tracy. It's going to be more than all three of those guys, right? Monangai is interesting. I might look matchups too. And I might look at matchups as well and kind of just see who has a good matchup here. So let's see here. We got Monangai against Minnesota. To me, it's between Monangai and Marks. So I think I'm going to go Woody Marks right now. That could change later in the week, but I think I'm going to go Woody Marks. There. Would you send Nico plus an early 26 second for London? Dynasty Superflex win now. Would I send Nico and an early 26 first for London? I don't think I would, Ryan. I don't think I would. Like, I know you're win now, but like honestly, from this point on, I can't tell you for sure. Like it's still up in the air who's going to be better from this point on, London or Nico Collins. I think it's kind of a toss up. Now, if I had to guess, I would lean London. But Nico Collins could be better than Drake London from this point on. And so you're adding on an early second there. I don't think I want to do that. Now, if something were to happen to Nico and like he was going to miss a bunch of time, that Nico was going to miss a bunch of time and stuff like that, then possibly, yeah, you can make that trade. Those are the type of trades like, I have a hurt Nico who's not going to play the rest of the season. Try and go out and get an equivalent wide receiver on both sides of the things. These are great moves to make. Like if you are rebuilding and you can go out and kind of get a receiver in the similar tier and something else on top. But also when you're competing, if you need to tag something, because to me, London and Nico are in a similar tier, in my opinion. I kind of would have them basically in the same tier to where like I have a preference. Personally, I like London more than Nico Collins, but it's not by a whole lot. And so I'll kind of take like whatever I'm getting extra on. So I don't think I would do that, Ryan. I don't think I would. So go Lions, go Lions. Swift got the bulk of time versus Monangai this week, I think. Yeah. Swift, so snap percentage wise, we got 61.8% went to Swift. So let me pull up the you're good, Darren, no worries. I can parse through that. Let me pull up the stuff here. So Swift led the backfield 61.8%. So here's the usage. Early downs, 19 to Swift, 16 to Monangai. So basically split on early downs. Goal line was 1 each. So they only had 2 goal line snaps and 1 each. Short yardage went to Swift. Third down went to Swift. 2 minute. Third down was kind of split between Monangai and Swift, and then 2-minute drill went to Swift. So I think Swift, it's up in the air who they're going to use at the goal line, but I think you know that Swift's going to get basically half of the early down carries, and then he's going to get a lot of the 2-minute and third down stuff. And so I think Swift is the better play for sure each and every week. Good to see Monangai do well, though. And, if the Bears are going to have a good offense and a shitty defense, then, both these guys can be pretty good. If their offense can keep them in the game. Now, Monangai wasn't great, but, he got the touchdown. So trade deadline was tonight. Can you tell me if I'm cooked or not? So you sent you sent Jamar Chase, Javonte Williams for Bijan, Devontae Adams. You sent Jamar Chase for Javonte Williams for Bijan and Devontae Adams. I think that's a pretty lateral move there. I mean, obviously Bijan and Bijan and Chase are pretty lateral. I want Devontae Adams over Javonte. So yeah, I would say the Bijan trade there is the Bijan side is good there. You sent Drake London, Derrick Henry for Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jaylen Warren. I probably would have kept the London Henry side there. So I don't mind the first trade. I would have kept the London Henry side. I think London and Amon-Ra are going to be very similar. Probably a lean to Amon-Ra, but they're not going to be that far off. And then I really want Derrick Henry over Jaylen Warren. I know Henry hasn't quite gotten there, but I do think this Ravens, like Derrick Henry's the type of player who can just go on a 6-week stretch and win you your championship, So how does the rest of your team, you have JSN Tet. You have JSN Tet Addison. JSN Tet Addison, Bucky, Tyrone Tracy, Tyler Warren. Yeah, man, you need Bucky back. You really do. You really do. I get it though. Yeah. I get it. Like the trade deadline ticking down and stuff. But you know what? You made moves and you'll see what happens, right? You'll see what happens. Terry, sorry to hear about that, my man. Shout out to Eli. How does the 26th running back class stack up with this past class? It doesn't, in my opinion. It really doesn't stack up. So, just pulling up NFL 2025 draft. So I think, you too, Darren. Have a good night. Join us next time, Wednesday night. We will be live. So this running back draft class, obviously we got the, in terms of dynasty, we got Genty, Hampton, Judkins has looked good. Travion Henderson finally broke out. Still waiting on RJ Harvey. Caleb Johnson, we'll see. Scadaboo kind of broke out, but then he, broke his ankle. Woody Marks came out of this draft, which is great. We'll see some of these other guys, Jaden Blue, DJ Giddens, Devin Neal, probably a bunch of backups. We got, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt and Kyle Monangai, 7th round picks. This draft class, I'm coming up in 26. It's not looking great for running backs. I think we got a potential first round pick in Jeremiah Love. I think Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame is probably a first round pick in this draft class. Maybe he's a top 10, top 15 pick. We'll see. But I do think he's a first round pick. I don't think there's going to be another one. So right away, just talking about first round, last year we were kind of speculating, we kind of knew there was going to be 2 that went in the first round. We were kind of speculating, is there a third that can make it into the first round? Didn't happen, but at least we were having that conversation. I think the conversation stops with 1 here. We still got to see who's going to come out and stuff like that as well. But, guys we do know they're going to come out, Jonah Coleman out of Washington, Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen out of Penn State, both of them, I think are good running backs, day 2 picks, in my opinion. Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love's backup, his 1B or whatever, could be a day 2 pick. And that's really it. Like, I would be surprised if we get more than like 4 round 1, round 2, and 3 picks. Yeah. So it's not looking as good as we hoped. So, by the way, guys, make sure to hit the like button for us. We would appreciate it if you do. It just gets more eyes on the video. Gets more eyes on the video. And make sure to hit the subscribe button for us. We're almost, I think we're just a few subscribers away from 1,400. So I think we're one subscriber away from 1,400. So that'd be awesome if you can get us there. So yeah, Danny, I hope that helps. I mean, we'll see though. Like, last year, I don't think we were super excited about the draft class. Like, people didn't really start getting excited about last year's draft class till like February and March, like when we really started to dive deep, like when we first started doing rookie mocks for 2026, 2025, we were kind of like, you know. And then, as we progressed, we're like, actually, because this is really this draft class is really deep at the running back position, it kind of made it a good class. I don't know if we're going to get that this year. I do think the quarterbacks are going to be better. I think there's potentially 3 first-round picks at the quarterback position if they all come out. That's the issue, though. All of them could go back to school if they wanted to. Fernando Mendoza is a redshirt junior. Dante Moore out of Oregon, a redshirt sophomore. Ty Simpson, a redshirt junior. All these guys can go back to school. Even Lenora Sellers, like the top quarterback that that we know is going to enter the draft. I believe I want to say is Garrett Nussmeier or Drew Allar. Like Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Allar, Clade Klubnik. Like, these are the only guys that we know, maybe Carson Beck as well. Like, and so like the top guys at the quarterback position could all go back to school. So we'll see. We will see. What's going on, John? Non-dynasty full PPR just traded Monangai for BTJ and Trey Tucker. My current wide receiver is cooked with Keenan and Sutton as my wide receiver ones. RBs are HN. Yeah, I like that move. John, because you're taking a chance on BTJ finally like putting things together, right? Like, you're trading away Monangai, who, especially obviously it's non-dynasty, but you're trading away Monangai and Monangai, like, I would much rather have BTJ over Monangai. So I think you're taking a good shot there. And if BTJ hits, he potentially wins you a championship. BTJ is those type of receivers, man, that can go on a 4-week stretch and he wins you fantasy championships like he did last year. So I like that move and appreciate you for subbing. I think you made us hit 1,400 subscribers. So keep the questions coming, guys. We'll stay live for, a little bit longer. But if we don't get questions, we might take off a little bit early. Heading into week 11, man, can you guys believe it? We got 11, 12, 13, and 14, and then the fantasy playoffs are upon us, which is crazy, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I can't believe, like, I mention this all the time, but like the NFL offseason is so long, right? It goes from the end of or beginning of February to the beginning of September. So you're talking about like a 7-month long off season, which is by far the longest in any other sport. And then, man, like with these Thursday night games and Monday games and Sunday European games, it's just like, you end the week on Monday night. You're thinking about waivers on Tuesday. You have a little bit of a break on Wednesday, and then like boom, we're right back into it. We're gonna get some Friday games. At least one Friday game coming up. We got Christmas Day games coming up, which isn't Christmas on like a Tuesday this year or something like that. So just kind of crazy how it flies by. Christmas is it's on a Thursday. Never mind. I thought it was on a different day. But yeah, we got 2 teams on a bye next week. So only 2 teams, the Saints. So really, Olave, Juwan Johnson, maybe Kamara, and then the Colts. Colts are a pretty big offensive team that we're missing this week with Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, obviously, who, by the way, like, I think Jonathan Taylor should absolutely be in the conversation for MVP. Like, I know Stafford's playing out of his mind. There's still other guys like Drake May, Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that. And there's still, essentially half a season. Jonathan Taylor 100% should be in the conversation. I mean, that team is 8-2, 8-2. The biggest reason why is Jonathan Taylor. Like, the dude is absolutely insane. He's on pace this year. For 1,936 rushing yards, 51 catches, 442 receiving yards. So he's on pace for 2,400 total yards, three receiving touchdowns, and 26 rushing touchdowns. Almost 30 touchdowns. Like, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. 7-2 12-man PPR. Just did Franklin for Garrett Wilson and Kelsey for Judkins. Are these good moves? 7-2 12-man PPR. I just traded Troy Franklin for Garrett Wilson and Kelsey for Judkins. It's a good move on both sides there. Yeah. Now, Garrett Wilson did hurt his knee, right? My only concern there is, didn't it come out and they said he was going to miss, a few weeks? Yeah, expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks, right? So 3 to 4 weeks, we're basically right around fantasy playoff starts, right? We're right around week 14, week 15. Do they potentially just sit him for the rest of the season? I don't know. I don't think they will. But that's my only concern. But I think you made the right move there. And then, Kelsey for Judkins, sure. You might have lost Gadsden, Oronde Gadsden, so potentially your tight end room's a little bit weak there, Jacob. But you can find someone on the waiver wire. I believe in that. So I think you made the right moves. You got better players in both the trades, and you can't fault that. Would you start BTJ over Keenan or Sutton? I don't think I would start him over Sutton. I don't think I would start him over Sutton. I know Sutton hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad either, right? Excuse me. Cortland Sutton has been, let's see here. So Cortland Sutton in his last 4 weeks, 6 for 87. You're happy with that. 14 and a half PPR points, 4 for 67. You'll take that as like a down week. 1 for 30 and a touchdown. So not, you got the 10 points, but not great. And then 3 for 24. So I'll say this. One of those games was against Houston, and Houston's just really, really good. The other game, obviously, against the Raiders and stuff. I don't think I would start him over Sutton yet. I would over Keenan Allen if BTJ's healthy. And the reason being is that Keenan Allen's not playing a whole lot. His snap share has gone down drastically. He started off the season basically averaging around 65% of the snaps. And then the last 3 weeks, he's 24.5, or 25, 37, and 50%. He played in 50 this last week, but he's basically averaging around 40% of the snaps. So I would play BTJ over Sutton. Could also do RJ Harvey and Wandale for BTJ, but second thinking it because J.K. Dobbins' injury and Wandale is consistent. Yeah, I think I would keep the Harvey Wandale there, Jacob. I like your reasoning as well. Wandale's been really good. I don't really see that changing. The only thing that could change it is if Russell Wilson's the starter for any extended amount of time, and then Russell Wilson's just not very good. But Wandale has double-digit targets in 3 of his last 4 games. He basically hasn't had a bad game since October 5th. His last 5 games have been really good. 6 for 84 and a touchdown, 6 for 95, 3 for 48 is not great, 9 for 46, and then 6 for 62. And so Wan'Dale is going to be a good Wan'Dale is going to be a good one there. Yeah. And then you get RJ Harvey. So you get RJ Harvey there. So yeah, I don't think I would do that, Jacob. I think I agree with you there. I think I agree with you there. Anyways, guys, make sure to hit the like button as always. Any other questions, drop them in. No problem, John. Join us, man. You're into Dynasty. Join us on the, especially in the off season. Going to get into a lot of rookie scouting coming up here. A lot of rookie mock drafts we do with our listeners, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure to join us during the off season. I love the off season. I honestly love more for content. I keep saying that, but obviously I love football and I love watching it, but during off-season content to me is more fun to make. So appreciate you. But yeah, I think we're gonna take off then, guys. And yeah, it's been fun. We'll be back again Wednesday evening. So join us then. And then we're on to week 11, man. We're on to week 11. Hold out hope. Hold out hope that that you can still make the playoffs, right? That you can still make the playoffs. You got 4 weeks. You go 3-1 and 4-0. You can make the playoffs. I hope so. But yeah, really appreciate all of you. And appreciate you, John. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the stream on Wednesday. Have a good night.